Hello, we're back.
We're back.
This is Dina Marais of Business and Life Success Coach of dinamarais.com.
And I'm Jan Edwards, the Gifted Ghostwriter and the Genius and Joy Life Experience Guide.
And
adjusting myself here.
And welcome to this transmission where we talk about, following on from the previous one, we talked about, how we have these 65,000 thoughts a day and how 95% of them unconscious until we become actually aware of ourselves. And then we can live on autopilot. And I just want to say something about that. When you learn to do something, when the mind and body is in sync, the body takes over. So your body is actually your expression of your subconscious mind. So whenever you learn how to drive a car or ride a bike or cook a meal or do whatever, the moment the mind and body sync, the body takes over. The mind doesn't think about doing something anymore. The body just does it. Okay. And that's where the autopilot comes in. So that when we are in a routine and we get up and we're doing exactly the same thing every day, your body physically lives in the past. And the brain goes to sleep. It's just lulled into routine. Okay. So that's why we need to wake up the brain. We need to do something that is to come alive. And this is what Come Alive is all about, so that we can actually do something that the brain will remember. It remembers by surprise. It remembers when we do something scary or something out of the ordinary.
And it remembers when we are 100% fully present in this moment. An example of that is on Facebook, where you get these requests for friends, or you get these tags that you're in a conversation with, or you get pulled into a private conversation or whatever. And it's kind of like you wonder, now that person doesn't really even know me or hasn't talked with me in 3 years, but they're tagging me on something in Facebook because they want me to be involved in some way. But they're not really present, because they would have contacted me one-on-one beforehand and said, hey, I'm going to talk about this, or I'm going to post this, and I want to tag you on it. Would that be okay? That's part of being present, is fully engaging yourself in whatever your action is right now. Knowing where I am right here. I used to work in a chiropractor office, and one of the things that they taught us when we were kind of either in fear or spinning or stressed, or basically any emotion where you're not comfortable in your body right now. And they used to say, go outside and take a walk and make it a slow walk. And as you look at each thing, make sure it's a natural thing, not a car or a person walking. It could be a stone or a tree or a flower. Look at that thing and then touch that thing. Touch that flower and say, I see you, flower. I see you, tree. I'm touching you, sidewalk. That's part of being present in the moment. That's part of actually opening up all circuits to where you are and what you're doing. And you're not on default. You're not in automatic pilot. You are fully engaged. And slowly, within about 5 minutes, sometimes more, depending on how deep you are spinning, you would be reconnected with yourself. And your whole behavior and your emotional tone would just be a lot higher. Your vibration's higher.
Yes, absolutely. But I also think what adds to this, Jan, is very important. You say it takes 20 minutes. It can take much shorter.
Yeah.
If you have in your mind, if you have an intention, if you have a goal, I don't like maybe the word really goal, but a vision or an outcome of what you are going for, of what you want to create
Mm-hmm.
If we have something like that and we feel that we are drawn into maybe doubt or fear, or things are not actually going to plan, that we can quickly snap out of it, and we can change the images, because that's the fastest way. If you change the image in your brain, because every image, every thought has got associated feeling, and the moment you change what you're thinking about, you change how you feel. Especially if you really focus, and you focus on that image, the positive image of what you want. But so often people, they've actually lost their dreams. They just,
That's
and
autopilot.
that's autopilot, and that's so sad, because then you have nothing that you want to think about, that you want, that you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
And I think that for me is key. If you don't have a written down vision of what it is that you would like to create in your life, go back and remember what it was that you want.
Absolutely.
And
well, because we're dumbed down to not desire things. We're trained to not desire and to not pay attention to them, and to follow other people and use other people's templates to
yes,
regurgitate
and
other people's.
to become part of other people's agendas.
Yeah.
And to follow and not to lead. And everybody is a leader of their own life. I believe we're all entrepreneurs. Whether you're an entrepreneur in business, or whether you're an entrepreneur of your life, or whether you're an entrepreneur even working in a job, we are all entrepreneurs. And we are here to make the most of it. We are here to become really innovative of our lives, create new things. And, it connects again to the play and, creativity, and to tap into those things that unleashes us, that gets us out of our head and out of our focus on what is, on the circumstances of what is, and start tapping into what do we want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about just briefly what things we can do to become present. What do you do to become present? This is actually sounding so familiar. I joined this dating site called Meet Mindful, and one of the questions, it was a high conscious dating site, was, what do you do to become present? What do you do for mindfulness? And for me, I said, I walk barefoot. I walk barefoot in the house. I walk barefoot in the grass. I walk barefoot on the sidewalk. I walk barefoot in the sand, on the dirt. What do you do? I mean, that's one of many things.
Yes, I breathe.
I breathe. Sounds so funny.
I just like to take a deep breath, and just really become aware of my body, and to really, what you said earlier, see the flower and feel the pavement and that kind of thing, but to really start noticing what's good.
Mm-hmm.
I like to start noticing what's good around me. What can I feel good about?
Yeah. Along that line,
that makes me feel alive. That makes me feel.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say something similar to that would be, what's the most exciting thought you can think about at this moment? Even if you're in despair, even if you're in terror, even if you're in frozen mode, even if you're angry, what's the feeling, or not the feeling, but what's the thought that will make you feel the best right now in any moment? And this is where your own design comes into play, your own design, using your art of creating your shift just from that thought that's going to take you up a notch.
And what's also a great way is to think of an excellent memory, a story, something that happened that you hold dear, something that happened that was maybe funny, or just a wonderful memory, and the more you think about it, the more it takes you into that memory and into that state, and becoming more and more present to that.
Yeah.
I also think a way to become present, and I think, that's something also that we do when we often talk to people. We are so already on another place with our thoughts. We are thinking, number one, what we want to say.
Yeah.
next, or we are thinking about the things that we still need to do, so we actually not present.
Yeah.
And I think that is, and people feel it.
Oh, yeah.
You can feel it when you speak to someone and they're not present. And I think that is really such a skill to teach ourselves to reteach ourselves that, so that we can really be present at whatever we do. Be present at the person that we're engaging with, be present to the task or whatever thing we are doing, accomplishing. And I think the other thing that really adds to that is to become very intentional, to really become present to what are our intentions, what do we want to achieve here. Why do I?
Wise.
Yes, why am I doing this? What do I want to accomplish?
Yeah.
And
am I feeling good doing this?
Yes. Am I having fun?
Good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this a satisfying thing for me? And if it's not, then, ask yourself, so what is it that doesn't make it satisfying? And how can I look at this differently so that it, especially if it's something that you have to do, that you have to sort of maybe, something like admin or something things that you have to do, that's just some task you have to do, but you don't look forward to it. Is how can I make this fun? Maybe put on some lovely music and have fun, instead of focusing on the problem or the unsatisfying part of it, is, switch your thoughts, switch your presence, focus on what it is that makes it fun. How can you make it, how can you feel alive while doing that?
Whoops. Yeah, I want to make sure we stay on our original topic, which was what makes you come alive and being present, and talking about kind of rewiring, ourselves so that we're not on autopilot.
Okay.
I used to work, like I said before, for chiropractors. And so I was a patient educator and had to learn about this central nervous system and what the nerves do and what they're responsible for and where they are and what they connect to in the body. And one of the things that happens, like as you said, when you learn something new, or you get scared, or you laugh, or something suddenly shifts your state from one emotion to the other, your brain immediately needs to send out actually not your brain, but your central nervous system immediately needs to send out new neurons going down these pathways to adjust and enable you to handle this new shift. And, one of the things that we talked about in the last transmission was dancing. And that's a great way, learning a new dance, trying something that you never tried before because you just assumed that you're really horrible at it and you were afraid. You don't want to try anything that you're not going to be good at. How many of us can say that from our past, right? So learning something new, taking a new way. I never go the same way. For like 10 years, I don't like routines, period. I don't like doing the same thing every day and the same time. I don't even have a clock. But doing a different thing in a different way every day, taking a different path, learning a new class, meeting a new person, moving to a new city, coming alive means stop doing the routines. Stop just following your autopilot. Stop the beliefs that you've had for 10 years or 20 years just because you've had them. Are they really serving you? Do you really feel them anymore?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that is the start. That just becoming aware of, of when we are in autopilot. And I mean, I'm doing that myself, being in autopilot. I have my little office and I have my studio and I have my, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm creating. I'm an online entrepreneur, so I work with clients on my computer. I write, we make transmissions, we make videos, I take classes. It's, it's my livelihood, is my computer. But yes, you just actually struck a chord there when you talked about, we're on our autopilot. And I just realized I'm actually I'm actually in a routine here. I need to sort of do something, be
Yeah.
conscious about it, to do something every day that is just that I haven't done before.
Yeah.
And it can be something small, you know?
So many things we can talk about. My mind's just thinking of all these possibilities. But one thing that just came to my mind is, in the last 2.5 years, how I decided to move around a lot and just try different cities in California. Every time you move, you're in a new city, you're in a new environment, you're in a new part of the world that you don't know anything, you don't know where anyone is, you don't know anyone, and you're setting up a new space in a new way. Every single time you're reinventing yourself. And I know from my own self-work, because I'm my own life coach as well, but I intentionally, consciously designed my life to be like this for this last 2.5 years, because there were things that I really wanted. And it's really taken me from being in that complacent place to really coming alive. You just have to show up when you're in a new part of the world. You have to show up. You have to create the new things, the new places, the new people that you want to go see and do and be in your life.
Wow. That sounds amazing, Jan. And I think that's something that we must talk about more. I'd love to hear more about this. So I think that's something that everybody can look forward to hear more of Jan's story. It sounds so exciting, and the things that she has discovered about herself in making all these moves, I think that is something worth listening for. So let's wrap this one up, because we want to respect your time as well. And this is definitely a new topic that we really want to go into.
Yes. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dina. I appreciate everyone watching these YouTubes, and you can see our websites in the description. And we're going to be posting some 1-minute little hooks, or if you want to say them, power promotions on our Instagram pages as well. So we look forward to having you see more and helping you come alive.
Yes, and please leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about this. Subscribe, like these videos, and subscribe to it, please. And hit the bell notification, and see our websites in the description below. See you next time.
See you next time.
For now.
Bye.
Bye.